He felt if he could get George past the 34, would like nothing better than to trap Holyfield and put him away.
I don't think when George puts the cross-arm defense up.
George has been able to trap people against the ropes and put them away.
Crowd got excited. Vander comes back with a left-right. Left hook.
Good shots here in the first round.
Another left hook by Vander Holyfield.
Round one.
Good jab by Holyfield. Square in George Foreman's face.
George tries to launch that right hand. The right hand that has put some people in bye-bye land. Back comes Holyfield. Whoa!
But it was basically in back of the head, and I don't think Evander really was hurt by it. But George certainly is bringing that right hand now, and the pace is beginning to...
10 seconds remaining in round one. Good launches. He tried to launch a right hand.
Oh, good right by Holyfield. I'd say so far Vander is following the game plan perfectly. He has received a few stiff jabs and a few clubbing rights, but he's a few sharp punches, nothing devastating, and George misses with a hook to the battle.
Holyfield continues to punch away, moving, punching, keeping to the game plan. George with a left hook and a
left hand, staying out of reach, countering with the right.
Holyfield countered very nicely with the right hand.
All of the good, clean punches so far have been landed by Evander Holyfield. He's doing exactly what he wanted to do, and George really hasn't been able to...
Minute remaining in round two. George lands a left. Holyfield on the ropes.
George clipped Evander with the left, tried to follow up. A clubbing overhand right. The crowd is very excited. Good left by George. The best rally so far by George Foreman. Holyfield still has some bounce in his legs, but a few more right hands like that might take him out. Another right hand, but it was a glancing blow, I think.
10 seconds remaining in round two as Holyfield fights back.
George steps. Nice right hand.
Foreman picked up the pace a little bit. Holyfield comes out firing. Left-right combination.
George
tried to have jabs from Holyfield. Foreman trying to cut off the ring. Trying to ask to move out of there. He has to continue moving laterally, back and forth. There's a left from Foreman. Every time.
And I think it's safe to say that Evander Holyfield has felt the power.
That Holyfield would never make a heavyweight. He was too small, but he's become very at 257. Trying to regain a title.
And he's running into quite a few counters as he comes in.
Could be in some trouble.
Well, his arms do seem to be getting a little heavy.
Oh, left-right combination. Staggered. Holyfield has staggered Foreman. He's got it going with 10 seconds left in round three.
Evander's landed about 4 consecutive combinations to the head. And George certainly is reeling and rocking in there, but he's fighting back. Here's the replay. Left hook, right hand, left hook off the top. It's a nice series of punches by Evander, especially the first two. Very good left hook, and another one. The right hand was a little high on the forehead. Seems to be some smoke in the arena that's causing a little disturbance in the crowd. I can't quite... This fight's too good for anybody to care about the smoke bomb. I think this place could be burning down and people will stay here and watch the fight.
How do you have your score?
With the second being even.
The fourth round, some feel, is the limit for Foreman. You know, Foreman doesn't train very hard. His training is not all that intensive because he...
Come together. George seems to have absorbed those punches in the previous round rather well, Dick.
He did. Surprisingly well.
He took several flush shots, and here he is still initiated by Evander Holyfield.
Holyfield is definitely sticking
up with some of those big swings and misses. It probably hurts him as much as, whoa, good right hand by Evander.
The side of Foreman's head.
And George seems to be very stoic, but he's taking a...
Foreman tries a combination of his own, and here comes Holyfield with his...
Exactly what Evander's doing, and landing big right hands like that one. George looks like he's a little bit shaky.
Very much like the last round. Oh, a midsection shot from Holyfield.
I think I almost saw that come out the back of George's spine.
And Holyfield starts with a jab, doubling, tripling the left hand to the midsection. A combination.
This is a real David and Goliath type confrontation, and it seems that Holyfield certainly has the slingshot, and he's winging a lot of stones right into George Foreman's face.
Very good right and left hand from Holyfield. Oh, a left uppercut and a right hand.
Keep him up in there, George.
George is absorbed.
Rudy Battles warns George Foreman to keep his punches up. You know, Rudy must be doing a good job, Dick, because I've hardly noticed him. And I think there's another one. Of course, he receives two back.
Body and head work from Holyfield.
Very nice combinations. He's ripping them off. You can see how slow George Foreman's hand.
Holyfield tonight.
Well, we'll have to see what Big George says after the fight, of course, but all those combinations have to be mounting up. The accumulative effect has to catch up with him eventually, unless he puts together a big blockbuster and takes Evander out of there. Which he just landed a left hook below the belt, which Battle didn't seem to see, and then came upstairs with a left hook to Evander's head.
George Foreman is now breathing harder. Well, here he comes. He's heading to Holyfield.
George is putting together a rally here. Some clubbing rights to the head. Evander Holyfield is obviously bothered. But he countered with a nice right hand, and Evander Holyfield has had the advantage, but George Foreman's right in there. And there's the good right hand on the replay. And there's another one. Luckily, Evander did get his shoulder in the way of the second right hand and partially nullified the effect. Here it comes again. There's the shoulder and the elbow, partially deflecting the punch. But definitely was a good right hand.
How did you score that last round?
That's the
scheduled for 12 for the undisputed heavyweight title. Held by the smaller man in the ring, Holyfield, but a well-conditioned athlete.
I think a lot of people are surprised that George is still going this strong, this late. I think he's already proved some of us so-called experts wrong, and that he couldn't keep up a fairly fast pace.
A tremendous right hand from Holyfield. A stiff jab, a left-right combination. There comes Foreman with a combination of his own.
Left hook by Holyfield on the inside. I tell you, George is going for it. He's not holding back.
Another right hand from Holyfield. He's hitting with authority, and it shows you how Foreman can absorb punches.
Certainly, the two fights that George Foreman has lost. Right to the head, left hook to the body combination by Holyfield. Foreman with a glance and right in return, but I don't think it did any damage. He's going to win that. And he's going to have to move away when George starts to lean and long. Good little left hook by George Foreman. Another one, and a third one. That was 3 left hooks in a row, and Holyfield did seem to be jarred. George with a 1-2, having a good rally here. Holyfield's trying to fight back when he should be running.
10 seconds and counting down in round 6. Will Foreman steal the round? Let's see. In fact, he's looking better, as a matter of fact. He's looking a little bit rejuvenated.
That's a tough way to find the fountain of youth. Get hit in the face by Evander Holyfield, though.
Oh! Right hand from Foreman.
Definitely.
Stun Holyfield.
George is coming on like gangbusters here. That looping overhand right found a home.
And a little short chopping uppercuts. The overhand right. Holyfield's got to move. He's got to get out of there. And he comes back with a left hook of his own.
Vander took a series of hard punches. I think he stayed in there a little bit too long. But George is certainly hammering home some clubbing shots.
George is now trying to rip the uppercut inside. He's gone to that in this round. Here comes Holyfield.
Back.
Doubling his left and his right. Scoring heavily.
A series of approximately half a dozen combinations. Flushing George Foreman's face, and he's hardly budged. Put down all the heavyweights that Evander Holyfield has faced so far. If not put them down, certainly stop them. And here's George coming back. And what's got to be the most exciting round of the fight so far, Dick. They've both had good flurries. What many people thought might be a farce is turning out to be a classic, Dick. George Foreman has far more than I certainly gave him credit for. Another combination. They're trading combinations. Holyfield's are sharper, but Foreman's certainly carrying more weight.
30 seconds remaining in round 7. Scheduled for 12.
Here comes the replay. Right hand, left, another right. The crowd is chanting between rounds. There's the right hand again from another angle. And here comes Evander Holyfield back with his flurry.
An amazing round. And how about your scorecard? You went to George on that round?
His combinations didn't seem to even budge Big George.
Round 8.
Vander's back to moving again, Dick. Maybe he got instructions from not mix it up so much. If the strategy is for, as it has been stated, is for George Foreman to tire, it hasn't happened yet.
Holyfield landing some thunderous midsection shots.
You can throw. It sounds like he's beating a big bass drum. 2 jarring jabs by
Holyfield, and that's something Evander doesn't want, because that's like trying to hold up a...
Don't need to hold up somebody else's as well.
A combination from Holyfield.
And then George coming back. We'll see if it's...
Holyfield has got to be a bit surprised, wondering why George is not showing...
I said, keep him up.
But of course, George cannot be measured by the same yardstick as most fighters. He seems to be a unique individual.
Absolutely an amazing performance.
Oh!
A right hand square on the button.
That's the kind of right hand that dropped Buster Douglas for the count. But George Foreman just stands there.
Oh, left, right. Another combination.
A left hook by Foreman.
I don't know who's going to win this, but Foreman and Holyfield have both gained a tremendous amount of respect so far in this fight.
Even if Foreman should lose, I think it's been a moral victory. Going this far and doing this well, I think surprised an awful lot of people, even though, of course, there were people that pictured Big George to win.
How do you think Foreman would do against Mike Tyson with a performance like tonight?
Well, of course, Mike Tyson would the lateral movement that Evander Holyfield is, and as we all know, styles make fight. Right Right now, Foreman is trying to press. He's doing a good job with his left hand, which I think is a fine weapon. I think he should use it even more than he does.
Both hands are free.
Both men leaning on each other. Here comes Holyfield back with a left to the midsection. George has absorbed a lot of punches, and he has come on strong as the fight wears on. Here's Holyfield moving, jabbing. Under a minute and a half to go in this round.
I don't think he could deny feeling it. Two good right hands. Jar Foreman's head back.
Good scoring from Holyfield. An uppercut. Two left hands.
2 rounds. It's been all Holyfield doing exactly what he wants to do. Pop shot, move around, stay out of trouble.
Holyfield with a combination. Foreman is staggered. George Foreman is staggered.
He's in trouble.
Holyfield pours it on.
The bell interrupts. A big rally. I think they both threw right hands at the same time, and Evander's got there quicker.
He is piling up the points, and Foreman has got to watch the...
Is lumbering forward at a slightly quicker pace. I think he realizes he's falling behind on the scorecards. Pull this one out.
Holyfield keeps moving and hitting. He has stuck to his game plan. There have been moments tonight when he has gotten caught with punches.
I think what's so good about Evander's attack is everything's been off the jab. Of course, he is dangerous right up until the final second of the fight, but it seems that he's wearing down.
He has noticeably slowed down.
Good. Right hand, and another one by Evander.
Almost.
And there's a good 1-2 by George. I don't know if George has the zip to do anything about it.
Holyfield has administered quite a punishment here tonight. Foreman has absorbed the punches. Most people,
That's
very
another
few people
low
take.
blow.
20 seconds remaining in round 10.
Nice and
Holyfield's getting a little sloppy with that right hand. I think George's blows and the fatigue factor is also catching.
George trots, jogs out from the corner.
Probably trailing on the scorecards anyway, certainly trailing on our scorecards. And that point, I think, pretty much says everything as far as George needs a knockout. And right now, it's couldn't punch with the heavyweights, but that certainly hasn't been true with the other heavyweights he's fought.
That's his. We have about a minute left in round 11. Here comes Foreman. And back comes Holyfield.
Yeah, George landed the jabs, and there's another one, but he's surprised me, but here he is, late in the fight, fighting hard, still dangerous, soaking up unbelievable punishment, hardly flinching. There was another tremendous right hand from Evander Holyfield, and another one.
Unbelievable. Holyfield has hit him with some tremendous punches. 10 seconds remaining in round 11.
George swinging wildly to the body if he doesn't want.
What a great fight this has been.
Far better than any expectations.
A move and hit. And not get careless.
Oh, another right hand by Evander. Right in the mouth. Foreman isn't a mass of cuts and bruises. The amount of punishment he's absorbed, he's a remarkable human being. And win or lose this fight, he's given us all something to remember that we'll never forget.
A right hand from Holyfield. Actually, two great human beings. Two very fine athletes.
under instructions from Lou Dubin, George Fenton. It's the prudent thing to do. And punches from George are simply because he can't lift his hands up that high anymore. Another good combination from Evander Holyfield is moved.
15 seconds. 10 seconds.
The crowd is on their feet here at the convention hall. They've got more than their money's worth. There's the bell. It ends in a hug.
What a great fight. Evander Holyfield appears to successfully defended his title.
Great fight.
And George Foreman, what a performance.
And now from the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino here in Atlantic City, we go to the scorecards. Eugene Grant scores the bout 116 to 111. Tommy Kaczmarek has it 115 to 112. And Jerry Roth scores it 117 to 100 for the winner by unanimous decision. And still undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the real deal, Evander Holyfield.
And you know what, Dick? We had a great fight and we got a great decision. I think this is a fight that boxing needed. We have no controversy. We had two great fighters give everything they had, and I think, as you said earlier, this is exactly what this sport needs.